Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel. I'm so glad that you're here because tonight we have something really special. An exclusive interview with not just one of the most inspiring leaders in our industry, but also my mentor. If you're new here, I'm Ash, and I help travel advisors build thriving businesses, book dream vacations, and unlock all of the perks that come with this career. Don't forget to hit the subscribe so you don't miss more trainings, tips, and interviews just like this one. Now, tonight's guest is someone who has been such a guiding light for me. She has kept me grounded, pushed me to grow, and shown me what's possible in this business. I honestly wouldn't be where I am without her mentorship and example. She is Founders Council member, a 300K earner, a 3-star platinum leader, and a 3-time IATAN holder. Please help me welcome the amazing Emily Jimenez. Hey.
Hi, Ash. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm so excited to have you. Can you go ahead and do like an introduction for yourself that everybody who's watching who's maybe not have met you before?
Yes. Hi, Ash. Well, thanks for having me, everybody. So my name is Emily Jimenez. I am a 3-star platinum consultant with Archer and Evolution Travel, Founders Council member, joining you from Beaufort, Georgia, originally from New York City. So I've been with the company now for about 5.5 years.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and just get started and dive right into this interview because I know everybody watching is super anxious to learn all of the tips and tricks and guidance that you have. I'm going to go ahead and ask my first question. So what has first inspired you to kind of step into the travel advisor space?
All right. So growing up, that's a good question because growing up, to be honest with you, I came from a low income household. My family, we did not have money to travel. So it wasn't until I didn't even think traveling was even a possibility. I started, I worked from an early age, from teenage years, and probably 21, like in my 20s, I started graduating to restaurants, and then finally, stepping into the hospitality industry. I, didn't take my first vacation outside of the country till I was in my early 20s. So I think that, and ever since then, I was like, wow, there's so much more to this world, right? Instead of, like I said, I was born in New York. So that's all I was a witness to. I think I maybe traveled to Florida with the family before, but that was it. So, I mean, I became just, addicted to traveling then. And then even though I was a single mom for like 11 years and we didn't have, it was tough. I had 2 boys. And when it came to working, we made sacrifices just so we were able to travel. So, when I joined this company, it was 5.5 years ago, I was in a hospitality and restaurant operations manager. And I used to work every single weekend, every single holiday. I sacrificed so much time away from my family. So when I moved to New York from New York to Georgia, it was time for a change. Okay. I wanted something more of a 9 to 5. And when I finally discovered Arch and Evolution Travel, I know this was it for me. And, and it changed my life definitely for the better.
Awesome. Yeah, same, definitely. So what would you say were the biggest challenges, for any new advisors that are watching this? I mean, you've now built this massive success in 5 years, and that's amazing. So what would you say were some of your early, challenges that you faced when you first started?
I think when you come into this, right, you have to come with the mindset that you're getting set up, right? Your first month should be learning and getting set up. And right. I think a lot of people think automatically they're going to get, they're going to be super successful. I mean, some people do, some people book $50,000 their first month. I mean, for me, it was a little bit different. I wanted to focus on learning first. I wanted to learn everything as much as I can my first couple of weeks. And after my first couple of weeks, then it was on. But one of the biggest challenges I did come across was, I worked full-time my first year. I did this part-time. Okay. So having that work, that balancing between the 2 jobs and having a family of 5, I had to learn how to time management skills. Right. That was definitely the first challenge. And then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, that really, really was tough for me because I was probably maybe 6, 7 months in. And by that time, I was in a groove. I had my clientele, and then the travel ban happened. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And people were like, oh, travel's not opening up. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I cannot book travel. So I had no choice. Again, I had to learn. I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this time to study, learn as much as I can. And also I focused on building a team for people that may be interested in this space. And that's what I did. That's when I really started going hard into team building. But then, after, between one of my 1 year anniversary, the travel ban lifted and smooth sailing from there. I quit my full-time job and then I pursued travel full-time. So that was great. But those are definitely my biggest challenges.
Right. Awesome. Okay. So with that, now, you're hitting 300K earnings. What kind of daily habits or routines would you credit that from, even to your early days till now that kind of helped you stay with it, helped you stay consistent? Like, what do you think really kind of turned that into the 300K earnings that you have?
Okay. Come up with a routine for yourself. Okay. And plan your day accordingly. Don't list 10,000 million things on your schedule. Focus on maybe 3 things that you have to get done. Consistency is super, super important, and you have to be disciplined. Okay. And then normally I see a lot of agents, they hit roadblocks if they run into tough times. If something happens, it could be a death in the family. It could be they get sick, or maybe they suffer from depression. And usually they don't bounce back from that. Okay. But you have to know what your why is. And my why is like, I don't want to go back to where I was, and suffer, like I don't want to, like I told you, I grew up in a low income. I never want to go back to that. I want more for my family, and that's my why. And that gives me the strength to push and continue, and I think that's important for all of you to find out what your why is. What's that motivation to take you to the next level when things really, really, really get tough? And trust me, they are, because life is a roller coaster ride. Even for me, things are, sometimes we can think things are so amazing. They're not going to stay like that forever. There's always going to be roadblocks. And again, it's up to you to go through them. Okay.
Right. Well, I would say that so far, you've earned 3 IATAN cards, which is a huge milestone in your career. Can you explain what that process is like, and what it means for your business having your IATAN? Because this week we are actually talking about advisor perks, and my training for tomorrow is actually going to be IATAN and CLIA. So what's that like with the IATAN process, and what does that mean for you and your business?
It's a huge recognition. You're internationally recognized as a travel professional. Usually this is accredited to top income earners in travel. So it's very prestigious. And even was it Labor Day weekend, I went to a hotel. It was the 5 Seasons. I told them I was asking for an upgrade, right? I was like, I own a travel agency. And then everything changed. They're like, oh, you do? I'm like, yes, I'm actually an IATAN card holder. And they're like, oh, let me see if I have any upgrades available. I mean, it was Labor Day weekend. They didn't have any upgrades, but they did let me check out at 3:00 in the afternoon the next day.
Wow.
So that was sweet, because as you guys know, checkout could sometimes be at 10:00 in the morning. So I felt like I had an extra whole half a day. And, so those are definitely some of the perks. And this was the 5 Seasons. So it was great, definitely. Also, for travel agents, for those of you that want to continue licensing, you can get additional perks. If you become a Disney travel specialist, you can cash in those perks, right? And get Disney one-day park hopper passes. You can get Disney resort discounts, Disney cruise line discounts. If you love Marriott, you could become a Marriott travel specialist and get special fantastic rates, right? That the really normal, like nobody else has access to. So we have so many exclusive discounts, and even in the airlines too, you can sometimes get flight upgrades.
So a couple of last questions I have for you. What do you think is how should I say, how did you find a balance? Because, with your massive success, you know, with the 3-time IATAN holder, 300K income earner, 3-star platinum, it's a lot. And I watch you every day. So I know if anybody knows I'm watching, you know, I'm right there with you. So how do you balance booking clients, leading a team, and then even managing just growth for yourself, you know, personally? How do you manage all of that? Like, what's your, I don't know, your biggest balance that you do?
Nothing is going to be 100% even. If you think it's going to be 100% even, that's not going to happen. You have to find out what your priority is going to be. My priorities are going to be what makes me the most money, right? I love building a team. Well, not only that, but what makes you happy. What makes me happy is building a team, training others, and also, of course, my family. So those are going to take priority over everything else. That just from me. Some of you may love booking group travel, and that makes you happy, you know. Or so I think that again, you have to try to find which one is going to take priority. So, like I said, I focus majority of my time with my team, hosting trainings, but then also I'll make sure the weekends are for my family, and I'll make a small window, you know, to have dinner with my family every single night. So that's how I try to manage my time and balance my time. You know, and as far as booking travel too, if I get too busy booking travel, I can, you know, I can transfer those trips over to my junior business partners to help them out.
Yes, yes, I love that. Yeah, no, I think too, that's one of the most beautiful parts about being here is that we always have an opportunity to grow. Whether we're, like you said, growing a team, that's an option. Maybe you don't want to do that. Okay, fine. Well, we have bookings, right? And we don't have just regular bookings. We can do instant commission bookings and making money right then and there. Or, you know, we could do things like YouTube and get monetized. And there's just always opportunities for us to make money. And I just love that about being here for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so last question I have for you. Um, well, you know what? Can I get two more? Can I get
Yeah,
two more?
absolutely.
All right, all right. All right. So, all right. What would you say so far has been like your most favorite either fam trip or, you know, just advisor perk, something that just really you thought was amazing as being a travel advisor? What would you say is your favorite so far in the 5 years?
I'm gonna say one of my first free cruise was with Virgin Voyages. We took a training to gold, and not only that, but I was a travel advisor, so was my husband. So I got a free cruise for two, and he got a free cruise for two with Virgin Voyages, and we went on two free Virgin Voyages cruises in 1 year. So it was amazing, and it was our first time away from the kids. And honestly, we felt like we were on a honeymoon. Okay, we never got along so good in our life, and we were just talking about it. And I was like, God, we need to go away, just us, you know, without the kids for sure. So that
Right.
was definitely something special.
I
And
love
what
that.
made it extra special, we had some of the agents on the cruise with us. So we had Gold Ron Perry. Another time I was with Michelle, Platinum Michelle, Reed and Hammer. So it was great to travel with the crew, and actually we've traveled together too. It just makes
Yes.
your bond so much stronger for sure when you travel with your colleagues.
Yes, for sure. And I'm soon be making my way to Georgia. I've already promised myself because I got to see you and I got to go over to Mystic Falls because I got to
Yeah,
visit my Vampire Diaries. So we will
yes,
definitely be seeing each other. And of course, also for convention, you know, we're going to be seeing each other in Hawaii. So if you guys
yes,
haven't tapped into that, the tickets are selling out fast. So you guys want
yes,
to make sure you hop on so we can all meet up and meet each other and, you know,
yes.
learn together. So
Mhm.
last question I have for you. If you were starting over today, what would you do differently? Like for new advisors, what would you say is probably the first thing, you know, that you kind of would have locked in to make it go a little bit smoother?
I wish that I would have reached out to the team for assistance when I first started. When I first started, my mentor, he wasn't really familiar with booking travel, with team building. So I went a whole week without asking for help, without even knowing where the travel training program was. So I think that was definitely number one. And then number two, when I stepped into a leadership role, I was doing so much on my own. I was hosting like over 25 trainings a month. I was burning
Wow.
myself out. I was working. Remember, Ash, back in the days, we used to work 7 days a week. And
Yes.
right. And it was crazy. Imagine all day, every day, 7 days a week. And finally, I wish I would have stepped up sooner and put an end to that sooner, where we were like, no, weekends are for family. If you want to tap in maybe for an hour, that's it, but don't overdo it, because you need that time to clear your mind, to reset, to focus on your family. And that way Monday comes along, you come back even stronger.
Yes, I completely agree with that. Burnout is one of the most popular things that happens in the travel industry, because there's just so many things that we can learn at one time that it can be really overwhelming. So you have to pace yourself, always pace yourself. Yes. Well, thank you, Emily, so much for sharing your story and all of those powerful insights. I know everyone watching got so much value out of this conversation. To everyone tuning in, I hope you're inspired just as much as it inspired me. Success in this industry is possible when you put the work in, stay consistent, and follow the examples of leaders just like Emily. So if you are not already subscribed to Ash Knows Travel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future trainings, interviews, and insiders tips. And also, go show Miss Emily Jimenez some love and subscribe to her YouTube channel, which is Travel with Emmy. The link is in the description below. So thanks again, Emily, so much for joining us tonight. And thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. I'm going to head to my studio now to look at any of your comments and questions, and we will be there to answer them. And we'll see you tomorrow back here again at 5 p.m. PST. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.